Hey everyone, it's me, Brecken Edwards here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make a physical copy of your own game. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be using Unity because that's the game engine that I use, so let's get started. So first things first, you're going to want to build your game. So after you're done working on your game and it's ready to be released digitally, build it, and I'll show you how to do that now. However, before building your game, you're going to want to create a folder to put your built game inside of. So right click, go to new, and then go to folder, and this will create a new folder. And for anyone wondering, this is Windows 10 operating system. It's basically the same thing if you're going to do this on Windows 11. So I'm going to call this Airlove Engine, because that's the name of my game. You can name it whatever you want. So now we have a folder. So once you do that, and you open up your Unity hub and you select the project that you want to make a physical copy on, you're going to go up here, click File, Build Settings, and this is where you build your game. So you're going to click Build, and then it's going to ask you where do you want to build this game at. So the selected folder that we have created, you just click that, select folder, and then your game should start building. Okay, and when your game is done being built, it should bring you up to this folder. So this is the folder that we created, and our built game is inside of it, which is all of this stuff. So what's next is that you right click, go down to new, and you're going to create a new folder. Call this one data. Alright, and you're going to put all of this inside of here except for the .exe file of your game, and of course the data folder we just created. So how to do this fast is just click on it, hold down, or like literally click on any of these, hold down Control, and click everything that needs to be a part of it, which should only be these. So repeat after me. Alright, and then once you're done doing that, you're going to drag and drop these to the data folder. And so it should look like this with your game, just the .exe file of your game application and the data folder with everything inside of it. Then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so once you're done building your game and you put it in the folder and you followed all the steps that I've shown you, you're going to want to download an application called Setup. I should also add that everything that I downloaded or the websites I'm going to go to in this video, all of it's going to be linked down in the description. That way it's easier for you guys. So you can go to Microsoft Edge and type in Setup or Setup compiler and follow the steps. So should be the first result. juniorsoftware.org. You click on this, just go down to download INUP setup. You go to stable release, okay, and then you click US, and then you download it accordingly. You click save as or open or whatever, and then you download it. So you might be wondering, what is Setup? So Setup is basically a installer for your game. So when you put the game onto a disc or whether someone downloads it digitally, they don't have to unzip a folder and then double click on your folder you created, then double click .exe every single time. So it will basically just like compile everything together and just make it super easy. Okay, and so after Setup is done installing, you will open it up and you should see a screen like this. Now, to go on from here, you'll click Create a New Script File using the Script Wizard. Click OK. Next. And then this is where you're going to fill out information for your game. So what is your game's name, application name? For mine, it is Airlove Engine. Yours will be different. This will be your game's name. Application version, mine was technically 2.0. Company name, Venom Nat Games. If you don't have a company name, you could just put your first and last name here. Application website. So this is if you have a website, an official website for your company or whatever. I currently do not, so I will leave this blank. Also, sorry if you can hear my keyboard typing. This, you will click next. Now for this one, you're going to click browse. This will be the main executable file. So you will go down to Documents, go to the folder that you made for your built game, and you're going to click the .exe file towards your game. Click Open, and now it'll execute that file. Now you're going to click Add Folder, and you're going to scroll down, or click User, and then scroll down to Documents. Go back to your Air Love Engine or your game folder. Click your data folder and click OK. Click Yes, and there you go. We're done with this one. So click Next, Next, Next. Now, for this is totally optional. I did it for my game anyways, but this is the license file and the information files before and after the installation. So what a license file is you're basically stating, hey, you cannot make illegal copies of this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then before you install the game, you can have information there, and then after, you can have information there as well, like a thank you message or something like that. I'm just going to leave all of this blank. However, if you want to do this, open up literally any text application such as Notepad, WordPad, Microsoft Word, and write what you want. And I recommend saving those to your desktop instead of the Documents folder. And once you're done with that, you'll click Browse. You'll click or scroll up and then click Desktop, and then you would find your text file. I have instructions here, but I'm not going to be using that just to make this simple. So pretty self-explanatory here, and completely optional if you guys want to do it. But for now, I'll click Next. For this one, I always ask the user to choose the install mode at startup and non-administrative install mode. So that way it doesn't download it for all your accounts on your Windows computer. So click Next. So this is for application registry keys. So if you want someone to, let's say, install the game and they have a type of key to activate to use your game, I really don't recommend that. That's just very annoying. And very frustrating if someone forgot their key. So I would really highly recommend leaving this blank. So click Next. And so upon the startup of your installer, it'll ask whoever's downloading your game what language they want to choose for the installer, not your game, just the installer. I always select all just so we can include everyone here. So after that, click Next. So for compiler settings, you're going to want to create a new folder. I already have the setup already here, but just to make this easier for you guys, I will redo it. So you're going to click Desktop, create new folder, and you're going to call this game_setup. Okay, and then you're going to click OK. So now it'll put the output to that folder. And then for this, you'll put your game name. Make sure you don't forget those underscores. And then I wouldn't recommend saying my setup, just say setup just to make things simple. And then as for custom setup icon file, you shouldn't have to mess with this at all because Unity already offers a thing where you can customize the icon of the desktop application for your game. So you can leave this blank and then set up password. If you only want a specific type of people to play your game, you can give them a password. So this is really good for like QA testing and all that, but if you're releasing your game public, just leave this blank. After that, you're going to click Next, and then click Finish. Would you like to compile the new script now? You'd click Yes. Also Yes. Alright, and then it's going to ask you where do you want to save this folder. So we would go up to desktop or wherever you saved your game setup folder. Mine was supposed to be Air Love Engine setup, but I did game setup because I already have this. So you're going to click this, click open, then you're going to name it. So you can name it setup_script. I did not spell that right. Once you're done with that, just click save, and then it will start building it for you. Okay, and when everything is done, you can click off of it and go to your game setup folder. And there you go. If you double click on it, it should bring up the installer. You remember the option that we had, that we selected, install for me only or install for all users. Just click that. I have to drag everything from my other screen, but like I said, you can select multiple languages because we chose all. We're going to stick to English, click OK. Then it's going to say, hey, where do you want to download this at? You click next, and so on and so forth. I don't need to describe all this process, but yeah, so that's how you make a installer for your game. And alright, you guys did it. Not quite yet. You guys just did the installer for your game that you're going to put onto your disc. So next, I would advise you to start ordering your DVD cases and the blank CDs. And just one quick thing, if you're going to order blank DVDs, please make sure that they have the all-white inkjet label where you can put this inside of a printer, okay? That's very important because if you just get a normal DVD and you want to print art onto it, it's gonna mess up your CD if you don't have the white labels on it. So I will safely and happily tell you guys that these come with white labels pre-installed, so you don't have to install it yourself. So just an FYI. You can get these both from Amazon. I'll both link these down in the description down below. So now you're thinking, okay, well, what's next? So next we're going to burn the game file onto the CD, and I'll teach you guys how to do that. Now, in order to do this, though, you need a DVD drive for your computer. You can use a internal one, which my PC has, or you can use an external one. Just make sure that it can write stuff on DVDs, and that's about it. Okay, so to burn your files onto the DVD, open up File Explorer, which is what I'm on right now. Go to wherever you have your setup file on. It should look like this. I don't know why this is here. It should look like this. So make sure you have access to that. So get your DVD ready, which I'm doing now. Then open up your DVD drive, whether it's internal or external. Then close your tray. And in a few seconds, it should recognize that there's a DVD inside of our computer. Okay, and when your computer has recognized your DVD, CD, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to switch between the two, so please don't try to get confused with that. I'm pretty sure for Windows 11, I don't know if they support burning CDs and DVDs. I'm pretty sure they do. Once again, this is Windows 10. But it's going to ask you, what do you want to name your DVD? I always name it the name of my game. Make sure that is spelled right because my keyboard has been acting weird lately. So I love Engine. And then you're going to click with a CD DVD player. So the main difference is that if you use the disk like a USB flash drive, it basically tells you can save, edit, and delete files off of the disk at any time. I personally like it where no one can delete the files off of the disk. However, if this is your first time doing this and you're very nervous about it, you can click on use like a USB flash drive just to test out to see if you have everything correct. But you're always going to use this if you want to make physical copies for the most part. You're going to click next, and there you go. It'll pull up another tab. So DVD rewritable drive. So this is where you're going to drag and drop your file onto your disk. So whatever your game setup file is, you're going to drag and drop to here. There you go, you get a little notification. And then files ready to be written on disk. Now, I did this beforehand, but you can make a instructions text file. So when people double click on it, it'll tell them how to install it. That is completely optional. You don't have to do that. That's just how I am. So once you move this file over here, and then also double check it, make sure the setup exes on there. Thank you, Windows, I know. And make sure your setup script is along there. Okay. Go back to your DVD drive. All right, and then you're going to go up here, click Manage, and then Finish Burning. Click that. Leave everything as it is. Click Next, and the files will start burning to the disk. Okay, and when your disk is done, or when your files are done burning on your disk, if you want to make multiple, you can always click yes, burn these files to another disk, but we're just going to make one physical copy of our game, all right, and then you're going to click Finish. And then your disk drive should, the disk tray should pop out by itself, so just be warned. And congratulations, you've officially made your physical copy of your game. There's only like one issue though. It's kind of boring looking, you don't want this to be blank. You want some cool art on the disc and the disc case, so that's going to be the next step. So this was actually probably one of the hardest parts I had to do when I was trying to figure all this out on my own. There wasn't really much information that made sense to me, at least. There probably was. I was probably too dumb to recognize that. However, so I think first we're going to start with the disc art and then we'll do the case art. So in order to print art onto a disc, you're going to need a printer that supports CD and DVDs. I'm currently using the Epson Expression XP 7100. I guess that right. Highly recommend this printer. This has been awesome so far with printing physical copies. There's other printers out there, but I won't be able to show you a tutorial of how to do stuff on there, so it's going to be a little complicated if you don't have the same exact printer, but it's basically the same concept. However, I am using proprietary software. I think it is. Do not quote me on that, but it's called Epson CD Print. Now, the software for the CD print, Epson CD print, it comes on this disc that comes with the printer, so you can put this disc into your computer disk drive. However, I think it's also free to download on the web. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. And all right, here comes the fun part, is actually designing what the disc is going to look like. So once you download Epson CD print or print CD, I got that backwards, from the internet or through the disc that you got from your printer, just open it up and you should see this. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, as fun as this is, designing the disc, it's extremely freaking frustrating because the software is extremely dated. For example, PNG photos that are transparent, it's not going to work the way you want it unless it's a certain color. So this is my logo for the game, right? And so for Air Love Engine, there was a black border around this. So I said, okay, remove the color black. And it ended up removing some of the logo. So I guess that makes sense though, but I had to make black shapes to fill it in to make it look like it's a normal PNG. So just be aware that if you're going to design it through here, it's pretty dated and it might be frustrating. So I recommend any other image editing software to create the overall look of your disc and then use Epson Print CD to display it. Okay, hello. I'm on my phone now. So when you're done designing what your disc looks like and you're satisfied with it, now it's time for you to go to your printer, turn it on. Okay, so now you're going to go to print, which is up here, and sorry for the noise, that's the downside. This thing is loud as hell. So you go to print. Okay. And then actually before you go to print, change the diameter of the disc to these settings. This is very important because I found out that through here for an example, it started printing like on the actual like shiny part of the CD in the inner circle. So just make sure that your diameter copies, 22, 116. Copy these so it doesn't do that. I made my mistake a few times. So yeah. Now this is when you're going to click print. Okay, satisfied with everything. Make sure it's connected to your printer. And then copies, however many you want. We're just going to do one. So you're going to click print. Okay. Click OK. All right. And it's going to say printing. However, it's going to display a message saying, please insert disk. Okay. And it's going to say, insert the CD DVD tray to the printer. So with the expression XP7100, it comes with this disk tray. So you're going to open this up. I'm going to put it over here for a little bit. Take your CD out. Just be careful not to scratch it. Doing this with one hand here. Okay, and then you're going to put your CD on top. Make sure it clicks. Okay, make sure it's secured. Now, what I always like to do, because it has happened, get a microfiber cloth. Okay, and rub the surface of the disc, because sometimes if you leave a fingerprint and once it starts printing, your fingerprint will actually show up a little bit, which is really, really weird. So make sure you cleaned it off. Okay, so I have fully cleaned it off. Now, if you don't know how to do this, this printer does tell you how to put it in with these instructions. We can close that. I've done this a lot, so you just lift this up, okay? You grab your CD tray, all right? And then you see where this logo is at, the disc logo. You're going to put it between that and the black bar below. So there's a hole. All right, push it in. You might feel a little bit of resistance. Just push. Okay. And when you feel slight resistance, stop. Because you can actually push this in further, but just don't do that. Make sure that this top arrow and the bottom arrow, their points are like, parallel towards each other. Okay, so you can push on it just a little bit, just not too hard though. When you feel resistance, that is good. So then you're going to, I guess, bring this down a little bit. Click installed, and it should start printing. All right, and it should fully done be printing, and look at that. That looks amazing. So, like I said, make sure the disc diameter in the middle, like ring area, is 22 by 116, and it will look like that. It'll look pretty perfect. So, when I first started printing and I didn't fix the diameter, there'd be like ink on top of that middle ring area. So it kind of worried me. It didn't ruin the disc, but there's just ink on it, so I cleaned that off. But yeah. So if you follow the steps and it works successfully for you, congratulations. Your game looks a little bit cooler now, but what about the main attraction? What is this going to look like? That's what we'll get into next. So for now, it should be done being dried up. It doesn't take long to dry. So I'll get in the disc case real quick. Okay, it is now in the disc case. So when you're done, always clean as you go. Literally the same concept for cooking. So put this back, you just slide it under. Okay, you click printing complete. Okay, click close. All right, and you're done with this part. Now, for your printer settings, you will go to settings. All right, and I need you guys, this is super, super important, because if you want to print out the case art, this is very important, okay? Obviously, check your ink level, make sure you have enough ink. Go to basic settings, okay. So sorry guys, I have not changed these in a little bit. Where is it? I think it's printer settings. Thick paper. Okay, yeah, copy these settings. Bidirectional is off. Ink drying time is longer, so you have the best quality. Quiet mode, that's really optional. If you click it on, it's gonna take longer to print, but it just makes it quieter. And then thick paper is also off. So yeah, just make sure you copy those settings. And now we're going to design the case art that you see now. Okay, now for designing the DVD cover art for your game. A lot of people on YouTube are using Adobe Photoshop. That costs money. I want to do this for free. So, and I've done so much research just trying to find a free way to do this that's also easy. There's this very extremely old YouTube video that showed someone doing this through Canva. So I'll teach you guys how to do it through Canva because trust me, it's just going to be a lot easier. Okay, so when you're on the Canva website, you're going to click custom size for your design. Okay, so the width of this is going to be 10.75. The height is going to be 7.25. Okay, and then units, it's going to be in inches. What is this doing? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, so 1075 for the width and 7.25 for the height. The units is always going to be in inches, okay? So then you're going to create new design. And all right, so this is what your DVD cover art is going to look like. So this is actually mostly fun. You know, Canva isn't old, outdated software. Not saying that Epson print CD is bad. It's actually really good, but it's a lot more modern, so it's going to be a lot easier. So how I designed my cover art is, as you can see here, I just uh, got some PNG transparent photos. So let's say I want to design an Air Love Engine cover art with this as the background. So you would scale this up. Okay, let's have that in the middle. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then we have the PC DVD logo. You could put that maybe right there. So this will be the crease of the game. Make sure it's kind of small. All right, so anything that's on this middle line, this pink line, all right, this is going to be the crease. So put this here. Try to make it a little small. It probably won't be this small, actually. It'll probably be a little bigger. I don't know. So, and then you always, usually when official PC games release, these are like connected like that. And then I like to put the Windows logo at the front to tell people, hey, this is a Windows game. So there will be other two pink lines right here that you're seeing. Not this middle one, but this one and this one. That's like the size of the crease. So that's pretty good. So if you go to this, okay, I need to move it like a little, about right there. Okay. And then you can put literally anything else, like your logo over here. You can put the Air Love Engine logo or your game logo in the middle. You can make it a little big. Okay. And, you know, have your game logo here or whatever. And this will be the front of your DVD case. So now you can add some screenshots to your game on the back of your case, like I did. So the crease is right there. Have it a little inched out. Canva is really helpful. Boom. Now these are the same size. It tells you the distance between them. I love Canva. I'll just say that. I guess we'll add another screenshot of the same thing that we have here. Okay. Boom. So this will tell you like, hey, they're all the same distance when the numbers show up like that. All right. And then you can go to text. add a text box, customize this, write whatever you want. I usually do the description of the game, like a very short one, and then what the game features. So we could say, air, you are in the air love engine. You can't really see this because the color needs to be white. Come on. Go. Make it white. There you go. Okay. There you go. And then, you know, click enter to make spaces, and you can say game features playable levels, and you know, so on and so forth. You get the idea. And then also one thing, if you want to put your game logo somewhere, I always recommend the bottom right corner and make a smaller version of it and put it at the bottom middle of the crease. That's typically what I do. And then the next thing you can do, I added this on here. Let's change this to black. Okay. What I did for my game is I added a little black box down here, and you can add a text box in this. You can put recommended specs here. To do that, all you do is click add another text box, drag and drop. You can duplicate this to make it easier. And then so for this, you could put the recommended specs. For this, you could put details about the game. For example, single player, widescreen support, composers, you know, whatever you want. This is completely up to you. This is just a very rough draft. But let's say this is what yours looks like and you're done. Okay, I made the game cover. Okay, cool. You're going to click share and you're going to download it. Okay, and then you're going to click download as a PNG. So once you're done downloading your image from Canva, you're going to want to go to this website. So just copy this URL. So for here, you're going to select image, go to desktop or to wherever you saved your new DVD cover art photo. Click open. Okay. So you're going to switch from pixel to inches, okay, and you're going to do 1075 by 725, okay, and then the DPI inkjet. Make sure this is 360, okay. Then you're going to resize your image, and it's going to process this, okay, and then you're going to download your image, save as, and then just do desktop, and then there you go. So this is the image that you're going to use to print, the one that you just resized. You are almost ready to print this off. So the image that you just resized, open it up in your Photos application, and then you're going to rotate this like this. Make sure it's in portrait mode, okay? You're going to click the print button. And this is extremely important. You're going to do portrait, okay? You guys need to make sure that these settings are exactly one for one with your settings. First things first is make sure it's portrait. We're just going to do one copy and then paper tray. So for the paper we're going to be printing on, for my specific printer, it's going to be cassette 2, okay, and then you're going to leave this as it is. Paper type, I will show you guys the same, like the exact paper that I use. So it's going to be premium photo paper semi-gloss, okay, and then you're going to leave this like that, that like that, and then this you're going to click shrink to fit, okay. And then you're going to go to more settings, and you're going to put output quality is high, and then this is very important. You're going to turn the setting off. Borderless printing, turn that off. Okay? You're We're going to click OK, and then we will move on to the printer. However, just a heads up, I will not be printing this exact cover that you're seeing right now. I'll be printing my actual Air Love Engine one, which is the same exact dimensions as this, so nothing to worry about. Okay, so I'm on my phone again now. So this is the printer paper. So if you guys want to use the same exact one as mine, I highly recommend this one. It's pretty good quality. So in order to load the paper into cassette 2 tray, you flip this down like that, and then this will show number 2. So you just pull this out like this, okay? And then you put the paper in. Okay, make sure it's pretty tight in there. So make sure the Epson logo is facing you, because the first time that I printed this, I accidentally printed it upside down and it was a mess. So once you're done loading it in, slide that back in. Okay, and it's going to tell you some settings. Make sure the settings copy mine. Okay, you click close. All right, and remember, we have all this set up now. I'm going to click print. Okay, and it now should be printing, and we'll see what the final result looks like. And all right, printing is complete. Let's check it out. That turned out really good. So hopefully your guys's looks exactly like this. Well, not exactly, but you know, with your own game cover that you made. So now the next part is to cut out the white borders. So an unprofessional way to do it is with scissors. That's how I do it, because I don't have the boards where you can just cut it precisely. So if you do have one, great. If you don't, you can just use scissors. All right, guys, now it's time to cut it out. All right, guys, it is fully cut out. So now you're gonna take your game case, and this is how I fold it. Just be careful that your disc is in there. So, gotta hold it like this, right? Now, it may not seem like it's gonna fit. That's okay, because when you bend it, it's gonna automatically fit in there. So, if it's not fitting, just bend it a little bit. Try to get it in there. Okay, so it looks like this. It's gonna look crazy for a little bit, but bear with me. It will look fine after we bend it properly. Okay. So once you have your game case in there, kind of, sorta, like that, you're gonna fold it close. All right. You're gonna pinch on the creases. Okay. When you're done with that, you're gonna open your case again and take out the paper. Okay. Now, you can see the creases on the white paper, on the white side of it. At those creases, you're going to bend it, or fold it, kind of. So you're going to fold it all the way so that it is flat. Okay. Do this for the same exact side. So find that crease line, line it up a little bit, okay, and fold. Okay. So now that's going to make the crease a lot stronger, and so it isn't like expanded and your case is trying to open. So you can grab your case again, open it up like this because it's just easier. So then you're going to open this up, and then remember what I said, that it wouldn't fit until you creased it? Well, look. Well, it's supposed to look smoother than that, but it fits, okay? So, okay. Make sure everything's lined up. Looks good. Well, let's pop that a little bit. Ah! This is a process. Okay. Sometimes you gotta fiddle around with it a little bit to make sure it's like as straight as possible. Okay. Alright, when it's done, congratulations, you have made a really cool physical copy of your game. So it's done. You've done it at this point. So, yeah, this copy of Air Love Engine will probably go to one of my family members or friends. I've been trying to distribute them out to them for free. Um, but yeah, look at that. See how we designed it on Canva? Turned out pretty okay. Now, it may be a little off-centered. That's because it really depends how you fold it and you crease it. So it may look a little off-centered, but for the most part, I think it's pretty cool. Check that out. So I'm also editing this video as I make it. That little note I was adding, I did not mean to say game logo. I meant game company logo. Bottom right and at the bottom of the crease. Here's what the back looks like. Now, as you can tell from here, you can kind of see the PC game logo. If you have issues like that, just go back to Canva and just make it a little smaller, and then it should fix that issue. So here's in the details I was talking about. You could put players, one, input, mouse and keyboard, widescreen support. I put the composers for this game, which is me and my friend, recommended specs, a little tiny description about the game right here, and then below it is just what the game features. But like I said, you can put whatever you want on your game cover. You can design it however you want. This is just how I prefer it. But yeah, so that was the tutorial of how to make a Unity game into a physical copy. I've never seen anyone done a YouTube video on that, which is really disappointing and surprising, but I'm glad to be the first, I guess. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video and want to see more, subscribe, comment, leave a like. You don't even have to do all that except for comment. I love reading comments. But yeah, that's it.